Hey, what's up, and welcome back to Fiverr Talks, everybody. So glad that you're here, so glad that I'm here and back. I'm ready to talk about some great stuff this week, and today we're talking about how to move from just being a Fiverr seller to being a business owner away from Fiverr, transitioning to have both Fiverr income and direct income in two different worlds. It's very important, and that's what we're talking about right here on Fiverr Talks today. That's right, I'm back and I so much appreciate your patience. I had a little bit of time off and a little bit of sickness mixed into last week, so no videos, but I'm glad that you're here and I know you're chomping at the bit for some new content. So if you're brand new, let me just introduce myself. My name is Joel Young, user DJ Young on Fiverr. Been there since 2013, a top-rated seller and one of Fiverr's all-time top earners. And every week right here on this channel, I do this very thing. I give you tips and tricks and videos on how to become the best Fiverr seller you can possibly be. So if you're interested in that, consider subscribing. So today we're going to talk about something that many of you have been mentioning in the comments. You want to know, hey, I'm a Fiverr seller, but how do I parlay that or turn that into a local business, an actual business? We'll call it a real business. Even though Fiverr is real, Fiverr is a tangible thing. It earns you real money. It really has changed my life and many others. It's not in the quote real world. It's just a platform in and of itself, which there's nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. And many people want to know, hey, I've used Fiverr as the springboard to start my business. How do I start an actual, real, local business, a direct business on my own? Are there transferable skills? And I would say, yes, there are many transferable skills. In fact, this is exactly what I did. Fiverr is a great place to launch a business because, as I've talked about many times, there's a low barrier to entry. You can get started, you can test, you can try things, and there's a worldwide audience just waiting for your gigs, your talent, your skills out there. So it's a great place to start. And it's the springboard that many people do use to start. But then they start asking themselves, after a certain measure of success, what's next? The next step for many people is to diversify their business, meaning setting up different income streams. And if you're an entrepreneur, Fiverr is simply an income stream. It's a lead source. It's a way that customers and clients find you. And if you want to be a full-time freelancer or an entrepreneur or business owner, you need to have multiple income streams. So it's not good to have all your income coming from one source. Learn from my mistakes. I actually started my business on Fiverr. I had been familiar with how freelancing worked, but when I started on Fiverr, I just abandoned everything else and worked only on Fiverr for 3 or 4 years before giving thought to a local audience, a local market. And that really set me back, meaning that at one point, Fiverr was 100% of my full-time income. Then slowly but surely it started to come down, and I'm blessed to say that I still make a lot of money on Fiverr, but it's only about 40%, sometimes 50% of my monthly income. I have different income streams moving into my life as an entrepreneur and business owner, and that's because I intentionally spent some time setting up a direct, local, actual, real-world business so that I could get something going and it wouldn't depend on Fiverr succeeding or failing, even though I think Fiverr is going to succeed in the long run and has done a great job of it, so that I could stand on my own 2 feet as a business owner. Now, I know there are some of you sitting there saying, I'm just a part-time Fiverr seller. This is a side hustle. It's not going to be anything more than that, right? Well, if you're serious about it, you should try to make it something more, because odds are, if you can sell your services to people on Fiverr, you can sell your services to people anywhere in the world on the web. And if you do a few things, if you focus on building a business adjacent to Fiverr, apart from Fiverr, you could possibly double your income, maybe triple or quadruple your income, because there are different markets coming and looking for your services and then buying from you. This is a very smart thing to start early, even if you're side hustling, even if you're not sure what it's going to be. If you want to find out what it could be, you need to explore these things early. So my whole goal in this video is to give you some tips on what you can and should be doing if you want to set up a standalone business away from Fiverr, adjacent to Fiverr, to try to bring in different revenue streams and pump up your profits and revenue to possibly maybe become full-time one day, maybe hire someone else to work with you and help you to grow a bigger business. Whatever your dreams and goals are, these things will get you started, even if you're just in the beginnings right now. So these may not be steps you take today or tomorrow, but they might be steps you take in 6 months or even in a year if you're serious about growing and doing what you're doing now in a much greater capacity. So the very first thing I would suggest is you need a website. Now, you shouldn't go out and spend $10,000 to have some private developer put something together for you. You should probably go with something like Wix or Squarespace or a website builder, WordPress, something that is going to be easy and it's going to be relatively inexpensive for you up front. You can do this for as little as $40, $50 a month. There are lots of great options out there. And even though it's not where you want to stay forever, if you're growing a large business, it's something you can do right now to get your name out there. And along with that, the second thing you should be doing is building a social media following, not just around you, but around your business, your brand. How do you want to brand this? Is it your name? Maybe if you're a voice actor, it is your name. Maybe if you're a copywriter, it's the name of a copywriting company, because eventually you might want to add more people to write for and with you and could grow your influence. Whatever brand or name you want to put on your work away from Fiverr, you need to start building a social media following around that brand. So set up fan pages, set up LinkedIn pages, set up, all the Facebook, everything you need to have an identity on social that is not tied to your personal face unless you're the brand. And you might be saying, this is not revolutionary. Website, social media, he's so smart. But listen to what comes next. You don't set up website and social media just so you have a presence or a place on the web. You set them up so you can start creating content to drive people to your services. Content marketing that will establish you as a subject matter expert and someone with a great deal of experience in this field that can be trusted. Like I said, you need to take your niche and start creating content around it. You need to create videos if you like video. You need to create written blogs if you're better with written blogs. You need to create infographics if you're a graphic designer. Whatever it is, you need to be creating content and filling up those social media sites, those feeds, and your website with content to show people that you're legit, that you're real. And these are things that are going to drive traffic to all those sources so that you can start establishing yourself as a real world business with real class, real experience, and a real great product. Once you've started that content drip and you've developed that reputation or are beginning to, you need to actually get out into your local area, your community, and meet some people who could be or maybe should be your potential clients. I know COVID is a weird thing right now and we're not sure what it's going to look like, but hopefully in a year it'll be a distant memory. It won't even factor in. You need to get out there, go door to door, maybe, print off some business cards, like go to Vistaprint and get them printed for free so you can walk around and say, hey, my name is Joel and I do this and I think your business could really benefit from that. Here's my business card. You know what? You email me right here and I'll give you this discount to get started. You talk to these people in your local community because oftentimes a conversation with you, someone who's impressive and passionate about what they do, can be better than a lead or a great gig page on a place like Fiverr. This is a real world lead funnel and I'm a big believer in getting out there and actually meeting people, talking to business owners, seeing if A, they need your service, B, they can afford your service, and see if they will even support your business in a place like this. You may find that your local area is a hard place to run the business or service that you offer, so you need to focus on a different area. But I would encourage you to get out in the community, talk to people, listen to people, find out how you can serve them best, because once you figure out how to serve people, then you're always going to have clients. And then as you're doing this, lean on your Fiverr success at whatever level you found success, whether you have a dozen reviews, a couple hundred, or a couple thousand. Use that as an example of what you're able to do, how you've worked for other people in the past. Don't push that in the corner and pretend it doesn't exist. Say, hey, I've been selling online basically for the last X amount of months or X amount of years. I've served hundreds or thousands or dozens of people. Here's some reviews from people on Fiverr, and I've been proven to be able to start and run a successful business on Fiverr. Now I'm taking it local, and I want you to be a part of that. Really use your Fiverr experience, your reviews, all the things that you've learned from your time on Fiverr, because you're not leaving Fiverr. You're just going right adjacent to Fiverr, so you have another income stream. Use that as a way to entice customers to try you, to get started with you. And then as you're doing that, make sure you put the same amount of value on reviews for things like platforms like Google and Facebook as you would a Fiverr review. Make sure that these social media pages that you've set up and have started putting content on, that you're going out and getting reviews for those pages, so that just like you need that rating and review on Fiverr to have a better SEO into the search engine, the algorithm, you need that out in the real world. Your website, your Facebook page, all these things, they need reviews. And Two that I have focused on is Google and Facebook because they're the giants. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. So those are great places to go and get reviews from people because as you're doing real world work, you need real world reviews. And eventually you won't have to mention your Fiverr business because you'll have enough reviews and enough business and a bigger enough portfolio on your website and on your social media sites to simply be able to point people to those. All right, before we go any further, I want to ask you today's question of the day. How many of you have taken the time to focus on building a local real-world business alongside your Fiverr business? I want to know how many of you are focusing on this and how many of you find this to be a brand new thing. Let us know in the comments below. It's my hope that as you start on Fiverr and learn how to become a successful seller on Fiverr, that a lot of those skills will transfer into the real world and those things can run adjacent to each other. And like I've experienced, Fiverr can continue to be a great revenue generator alongside a strong local real world business, because if you're going to make this a full-time thing, if you're going to give this a go, either being a freelancer or eventually a business owner with a team, you're going to need a diversified source of revenue streams flowing into your life, and simply relying on Fiverr alone would be foolish. No matter how big or how great the platform has grown, it would be foolish to only get revenue from one source, because if something outside of your control happened to the website or the investors or the stock and it affected your business in some way, you would have nothing to fall back on. So make sure you're diversifying, putting a lot of effort into Fiverr and things you also have control over, so that you're mixing and blending your revenue into one place and ultimately growing something that you can hold on to for years to come. All right, well, that's it for today's video. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button right over there if you're new to the channel. And if you like this content, please give me a thumbs up. Leave us your comment down below. Let us know what you think. If you're looking for more content, you can get it right here. And until next time, keep doing, because the future favors the doers.